Hey guys, GBP, pound, and a little bit of a view. I am not feeling warm and fuzzy towards the pound at all. It is looking like it has more weakness potentially. Remember, we had a form of funnel over here. This is GBPUSD, by the way. I'm going to take you past the pound versus the rand, in fact, and the pound is just not right. There's something not right about it. It's not recovering. There's something going to lead to a spike down, in my view. This is all about falling wedges, which is not a traditional HVF method. However, we'd always recognize them because of the squeeze element that they have. And as a result, we do watch and we do care. They're less reliable from a directional point of view. You'll learn all about it on a trading metamorphosis program, because we do draw them and they are relatives of the HVF. But anyway, this rally from those lows has been met with regular selling, grinding its way up to these key levels in and around the low 130s, 31s to 33s. We've been knocked down from there. We were squeezing up in an even smaller wedge within this channel over there, like that, before the last knockdown. So that just gives you an idea of the consistency. Most of these rising wedges, although it's not as reliable directionally, but most rising wedges in the end game break down. They can sometimes melt up out the top first and then exhaust and break down. They can sometimes melt up if it's a sign of something first time in a new trend. Often you just get cumulative buying along the lows here, and then they melt up. But generally, this is what you get out of a rising wedge, that kind of sell-off on the smaller scale side. And this is all part of a fractal of a larger rising wedge, he says, on this time frame. And this is how it looks. So if we just focus on this, it is squeezing, and it's got scope to squeeze some more. But generally, it doesn't look healthy. I think there's a stab down. Is there news? Is there an event? Is there something Brexit? Another bridge event? Who knows? Well, the interesting aspect about this is you have a similar squeezing function over here. We have the whole Brexity revisits June element dramas, and that saw the pound selling off. This is against Jacob Zuma's rand, by the way. So you know, it's hardly sterling currency performance. Who's just fought off, I think, his 8th vote of no confidence, and they're keeping him in charge. Anyway, so you're squeezing in here. You've got a squeeze within, once again a squeeze. Could it melt up just out the top and this all be bottoming? Yes, it can. But this kind of grind line along the bottom is one of the weakest aspects that we shouldn't like. So maybe it could melt up against the pound and the dollar. All I'm saying is there's a big move coming for the pound, but bias generally, I'm not feeling it so much for the upside, especially when you take a peek at the dollar version. This is probably going to point to a final rally. However, that doesn't mean it's happening at this moment. So this is just a call out to keep your eye on the pound generally. There's probably a rally here back into this, even if it is to fail. So this isn't the moment, this isn't the timing, but watch for these lower grind lines and watch for them falling, because there's something out there. I have a feeling there's something out there that's going to come out politically, Brexit, Eurozone, or maybe some other event that's going to lead to a spank in the pound. However, once again, be aware this could still melt up and go on a ripper to the upside, and everyone could suddenly wake up and realize it's undervalued. So the key thing will be watching the triggering event. Right now it should rally. You can see the buying hammers here on the dollar. And in the same way, it's getting a little bit of a buy along the wick here. But neither of these look long-run bullish on balance of probabilities. However, the minute you run this level here on the rand at 1775, you're probably on to possibly a break to the upside. Bear in mind, it could also pop out the top and then fizzle break. That's the difficult thing about the wedges. And similarly here, you could get one final little high before you go down. But broadly speaking, it's more often associated with bearishness. So this is a outcome-based, probability of outcome-based discussion. But there's always that outside risk it turns into a melt-up market. Generally, though, it's looking bearish for the pound after a final rally. it has to be said. In other words, this is not the moment to go rush out and dumping it all. Looks like another rally can take place and a little bit of a bounce. We can work a little bit tighter into the squeeze. There's something coming though, and there's a big move afoot. That's it. That's your update on the pound. This is Francis, the market sniper, doing final calls and opportunities for our September 10th and the 11th theory weekend. So if you're interested in taking your trading to the next level and learning how and why we discuss wedges within the HVF method, get in touch. Go to themarketsniper.com and find yourself the contact us page and book in to have a chat with me to see if it's suitable for you and to hear a few more details. Until then, trade small, trade safe, and hope this turns out a useful clip for you. A little bit of a yellow alert on GBP. Watch out, there's a big move afoot, possibly down.